Yeah, no, I was just saying that we have 15 events in Europe and like 16 in the US, and we're talking to 31 different authorities, which is very challenging.
Right.
And basically, even the events, the event centers, like the convention centers, they don't even know who to talk to, or they cannot give us like, any idea of,
Right.
because they don't know where they're at. So
Right. Because counties and cities and states all have different regulations and they're all figuring it out.
and and we got to be really careful there, because I can't even blame them. They don't know, because the government's not giving like really real orders. So they don't know. They don't know what a mass participation event is. They don't know what that is, because no one defines that number, at least here. And but I think we have a really smart safety concept. We have a good like hygienic idea of how to handle everything. We can basically scale down the events to 5 days and then just have 500 people a day over like 10 hours. We are working very closely with the convention centers, and
Won't that be extremely expensive?
well, it depends. I mean, we're also talking to the convention centers saying, okay, so you have the option. You want us to come and make some money or not? And if they say no, then that's fine. But if they want to have that revenue also, then they have to be fine with that.
Right. But you have to pay staff and you have to get volunteers for all those days.
Sure. There are a few, but it's still better than not doing anything for how long? I don't know.
I agree. If only our country had a position where there was a person at the top who made decisions that might actually help people and move things along.
And make sense, maybe. Well, no. Yeah.
If only we had a unifying leader, if such a thing existed.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. We've been there.
Don't.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. I mean.
So you guys talk about having sort of a fall winter season, which, in obstacle racing, we've never really had, right? We've got this year-long thing that, elite athletes at least would like it to be slightly more defined, right? So you guys said you were already leaning towards that, right? So like, you want to start in the fall and then championship in March, April, or is it the other way around?
Yeah. No, that's the way. Yeah.
So this gives you a chance to sort of reset and figure that stuff out. But I also want to talk to you about the virtual event. That's the reason I reached out, because I wasn't even aware of the one that already happened until it happened. And then I interviewed, I don't know if you saw, but I interviewed a few people from the event.
Yeah. I saw that,
Talk to me about this new one. And there's two versions. So why don't you explain that to the audience, what the next ones are, and what's the difference if you just crowned a champion? What's the difference?
Yeah. So basically, the last one we just set that up because everyone was posting and going live on Instagram with like training stuff for like videos. You could join. When I opened Instagram, I had like 10 people that I follow who did any live sessions with workouts, which is cool. I mean, everyone was looking how to work out, how to do stuff. And we thought, okay, so we want to be for everybody in fitness. We want to be the competition. That is why we created Hyrox. So also for this virtual time that we are in now, we didn't want to just also release training videos and workout of the weeks or days or something like that. We said, let's go with the competition. And then we just did that home series. It was fun. We have had 5,000 people signing up for that. I wouldn't say it was a success. It was just fun. We enjoyed it very much. We had a cool final. We even tried out a live show there that I think many people enjoyed. It was definitely not high class. It was not like what we would call perfect. But then we said, okay, let's take the learnings out of it and work on a format that could actually really have an impact in the competition world. And we tried to get the best out of the worlds that are already existing, like the logic that how the CrossFit do the CrossFit Open, or other formats that already exist. And so we built these two competitions. One is body weight and one is with equipment. And basically the bodyweight competition is really for everybody. It's going to be workouts. I mean, there's not a very big range when it comes to judgeable workouts with only with body weight, right? So you can imagine it's going to be burpees, it's going to be push-ups, it's going to be crunches, it's going to be whatever, lunges. So anything that you can count, because you have to send in your video, it's mandatory. And then we have 40 guys that are working around the clock and judging.
I was going to ask you how you're going to possibly judge that many videos.
Yeah, we have one for every age group in every single category. So for all the age groups, men, women, body weight, and with equipment, we have a judge, and that's his job. We pay him for that. So hopefully it's going to be a special. I mean, to be honest, obviously you will probably not take so much time to check the video of position 1203, but be focused very much on the top 50 maybe. Yeah. So just to make that clear.
We did a virtual ultra race where you did 5 mile loops every 12 hours, and 5 mile loops, as many as you can for 12 hours. And we realized to get a clean top 10, we would check the top 20, because, if you check number 15, now somebody else might bump up. So we knew, like, listen, we know we can get a clean top 10 if we check these top 20 men and women, and somewhere in, you're right. So I get it.
Yeah. 100%.
And you're going to have far more people, far
Definitely.
more than we had.
Hopefully. Yeah, no, but so then we have these 2 divisions, and there will be a workout coming out every 3 to 4 days. So we compromised it a little bit, because we said if you're really competitive, then you have no worries in working out every 3rd or 4th day.
Right.
One of the workouts, and it still is a little bit more competitive. It doesn't take so much time till the next workout is out. And then the equipment competition is including running running or rowing. So it's either running on a workout or it's rowing. So because we said Hyrox is fitness competition, including an endurance part, the running in our events. So we wanted to have that as close as possible. And then you need 2 dumbbells and a wall ball. And that's basically the equipment that you would need to compete in the equipment competition. And because we have prize money, pretty much actually compared to our real events, we doubled it up. We have $3,000 prize money for the winners of the equipment competition. And overall, pretty cool prizes. We partnered up with one of the coolest charity organizations in the world, Laureus, where I'm an ambassador. And we want to donate 50% of the revenue to them for many different projects that they are supporting, focusing on discrimination there. But that's not the major part. The major part is that we can finally compete again.
And will there be a final like there was for the last one?
Yeah, there will be a very big final this time for the equipment competition. We will have the top 4 of the men and women of the equipment competition fighting it out against each other in a live show, just like we did last time, a little bit more professional this time, and with some little more camera activities on site. So we will also take care of a good camera perspective at the place wherever the finalists are.
Well, clearly you watched the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah.
They did an outstanding job, probably the best we've seen in these virtual times. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked especially the camera, the quality of the video format, and the camera was outstanding. And that's something we want to orientate ourselves on as well. Yeah.
I assumed it was just in the gym. It was just like not quite GoPros, but little cameras still. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we are even considering sending cameraman, camera personnel to the finalists, as we think that I love the quality of the video, but the interactive part was not so high. So right. A cameraman could go to see what's happening on the rower. He could videotape the screen. But to be honest, that's something we're still discussing. Also from a cost perspective, obviously we have to take that into consideration. But that would be our dream scenario.
Right. Well, Rogue, they sent the equipment and a judge.
Yeah.
Will you be at least having the person submit a judge for you to work with, or how do you think that'll work?
No, we will send a judge as well.
Okay. Did you watch our little video on the Spartan finally launched their
Yeah.
mini Deca. Did you have a chance to take a look
Of
at that?
course I watched that. Of course I watched that. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I didn't show, you know, it, there wasn't money, right? They just send us all off in like 2-3 at a time. And so I just wanted to show the workouts. So it was a very simple video,
Yeah.
right? And I was impressed with the hygiene part. They did do a good job, you know, wiping everything down. Whereas the obstacle race, it was just on you. They had hand sanitizer after each obstacle, but you know, they sprayed off the bikes, they sprayed off the rowers, and I thought they did a good job with that part. That probably would be the most difficult part with your event, considering, you know, people going through very fast, right?
Yeah, that is one of the challenging parts, right? There are a few actually, but that's definitely one. But I think that we can also match that, because if you look at the different workouts that we have, the rower and the ski erg, that's pretty simple because we have the judges standing there. All they have to do is to, like, you know, wipe it after someone used it. And then with the sleds, it's pretty simple as well, because they have to wear gloves. So with the rope, it's you don't get in touch with the rope at that point. And yeah, obviously with the burpee broad jumps, you have a carpet where you have to discuss that. So we are using every second lane, and then we change the lanes after a few. But we have the concept is pretty big. We can share that actually if you like, because it's interesting to have your thoughts also, because you experience a few events.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see. I mean, I think, you know, I've been talking to people about this Spartan event a lot, and, you know, it's this great sort of proof of concept, but going from 0 to 60 is such a different, you know what I mean? It's like, I have no idea how are they going to execute 5,000 people, right?
Yeah.
So you're either going to have really long lines, or at some point in the day, you're going to start cutting corners. Now, I don't mind the corners being cut. Like, I'm okay with it. But if they're, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And you know, that's why we have our first event is still at the moment, at least, still scheduled for the 12th of September
in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, but we are really considering moving it. Although from the authorities, we are allowed to do it, because in the end, we also saw what happened on social media when Spartan, for example, announced an event, and how people reacted on that, and some of them really in a negative way, saying this is not the time. And we just want to take, you know, everyone into the picture here. And for us, it's not so much about, you know, we don't want to have an event on any prize. It's like, we definitely want to go back to having events. We can't wait. But if the price is that people might feel uncomfortable in coming and doing it, then for us, this is not the time for us to, you know, push it through just to make it, just to do it. We think that we're in a stage where we are maybe even we are happy to be able to move it a little bit more, because it will not cost us, our company, in the next couple of months.
But I think in September, you're in a better position than you are in June, or a better position than in March, right? In that 100%. Public sentiment gets a little bit more allowing. And of course, you're going to have people that call you irresponsible, right? Like, someone could call me irresponsible, right? I went to Jacksonville. I come back to my house, like I could infect my whole family. I didn't, right? Like, we're all okay. But there's always going to be that a percentage. But I think because people are so cooped up, they're ready to start doing events. You know, other race companies, smaller race companies, hey, let's put on a 5K or an ultra, but they don't have thousands, they have hundreds. So it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
You know, unless the death toll just goes through the roof between now and September, I think you'll be better off than Joe was launching something in Jacksonville.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, but still, you know, for us, that's what I meant. So we have Houston and LA. This is in September, right? So for us, we are considering moving those events because we might have an option to move it to early 2021, which might in any case be the better solution.
Right. It's this. It's the easier. Like, hey, right.
Exactly. And then our season start would be in Miami at the end of October, which gives us another 1.5 months to hope that everything's coming even more back to normal. And right now we are preferring that, but we haven't announced it. It's not 100% sure yet, but that's how we are discussing things at the moment. Because also, we don't have this only in the US. We have it with 16 other events in Europe, and it's the very same thing. So the UK, they just shut down the gyms again, so that you cannot go there in the entire month of July. So this is really struggling. So we are struggling there as well. It's a new market for us. We have 3 events there. So it's challenging. I can only tell you, this is what we do 24/7 right now, talking to all the authorities. And then that's why we thought, okay, let's go with a virtual competition.
So how many are you expecting for the virtual competition? Or how many would you like to see?
Yeah, we launched an hour and 45 minutes ago, and we have 120 signups. So we're pretty happy for now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like to see, to answer that question, sorry, I'd like to see more than 5,000 participants again. I mean, last time it was for free. So obviously this time people, if you want to sign up, it's $12, it's 10 euros. So it's
how did you come up with that figure?
It's 10 euros. So that's the amount of money. That's just the currency difference.
You just thought like, that's what people will pay. I mean, cause like, I think you could do 20 euros and it'd still be okay.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. We discussed that here, and we thought, it was a little bit just for, we wanted to bring in laureos. We didn't think so much about revenues in this case. We just wanted to test it also, how it works. And then we had the same discussion that we're just having. So what is okay? 10, 20, 30? We didn't know. So we said, okay, 10 should be fine for everyone.
Right. So you launched it at what time?
5 p.m. our time, which is an hour and 45 minutes ago.
When does your working day typically end?
Mine, I don't have a classical working day, to be honest. But right now, I would say 8-ish.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I have 2 kids.
Yeah. They're mine are usually running all around the house. They're in camp today, but mine interrupt many a Zoom call.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the office right now, so we are all in the office. So I bring my kids to the kindergarten in the morning, and then my wife picks them up, and then usually I try to meet them for dinner.
So they are back in school?
They are back in kindergarten, yeah.
Our kids have been out of school since, March. And then very sadly, we learned they're supposed to go back end of July, beginning of August. And we recently found out it will not be full time. It will either be 2 days a week or none days a week at school. And we are not happy about that. We have 3 kids. We're not happy about that.
I can't imagine. I get you.
So do you have twins?
No, they are 5 and 3.
Oh, okay. But you just call it all kindergarten. Anything?
Yeah, they are. So in Germany, you go to school when you're 6. You start. Right. Until then, it's kindergarten.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In America, there's pre-K, which they didn't even have when I was a kid. They just had like daycare or kindergarten, and then first through whatever. But now they have pre-K and then kindergarten. And my kids 2 of them are 6th and 8th grade, and then my youngest will be in 1st grade.
Oh, okay. So a lot of trouble at home, I guess.
Yes, not easy. They're a handful.
Yeah, that's how it is here as well. Or it was for the most parts, but now they open it up, so we're good.
And you founded the company, yes, or they hired you?
No, I founded the company.
You founded the company.
No, it was the 3 of us. So Christian, who you talked to already, and myself, plus we have another Michael. He founded it with us, but he's not in the operational team.
Okay. So you're playing hockey, right?
I did play hockey, but I have to say it's field hockey. Otherwise, people get concerned in the US
Why do they get concerned?
because they think it's hockey, so on ice, and
Right.
it's not, and it's sometimes very difficult to explain. And then they ask me, how did you get 2 Olympic gold medals? I don't remember Germany winning an Olympic gold medal in hockey, and I'm like, no, wait. So
It's
yeah,
the summer games.
it's the summer games, exactly. Yeah.
So you one day say, you know what, I'm going to hang up my cleats and start a fitness company with these two people.
Uh, yeah, well, that's a pretty short version of it, but kind of, yeah. I mean, in the end, it took me maybe 3 years to figure out, but then, yeah, we sat together, and Christian had this idea in his pocket of a missing part in the fitness world from a competition perspective for like everybody, as we say it. And we looked at the market, and we saw that there are many really cool things in obstacle racing and CrossFit and in endurance competitions. But yeah, we said it before, so the fitness competition thing indoors, always the same, like a sport thing, that we felt that was missing. And that's when we found our fire and enthusiasm to start it. And yeah, I think it was a good choice.
How did you come to the 10? Is it 10 or
Eight.
8?
10 is that's another.
The eight
Workouts.
workouts.
Yeah,
How many different versions of that before we landed on the 8 that we have now?
maybe 20, 10. I
Really?
don't know. Yeah, a lot. I mean, we started with like a lot of things like monkey bars and box jumps, and we had it all. And then we discussed every single one of it for probably a week, because we found out, okay, monkey bars, that's probably not for everybody. It's a very challenging thing. So we don't want everyone 50% of the people to break up. Then also judgeability was very important. So if you have box jumps, then you need 100 judges for 100 boxes. Who counts? And there were, so judgeability in insurance things. So if you have box jumps, it's very difficult. If you jump up there, so if you're tired, you jump down, you crack your ankle, whatever. So those were all the arguments that we had to take into consideration. And in the end, we thought that we were also the setup in the halls, in the convention centers where we set up the competition. It has to make sense, right? So from the flow, because as you saw at our event, it's not like you run and then it's up and down, left and right, and right. You have to a little bit find your way. But yeah, and then at one point we were like, okay, we're happy with those. Let's go.
What if I were to submit to you that pushing and pulling that sled is not for everybody?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree. But then again, for like, with the numbers we have right now, with the almost 20,000 people that have competed so far, our finisher rate is 98%. So we can't say it's not for everyone as well either.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only other way to do it would be to lower the weight, right?
Yeah.
Make like there's a pro wave and the open wave, and the open wave is considerably lighter. I mean, I felt,
which it is, by the way, huh? We have the pro wave and the,
right, but I mean really lighter, like much lighter. I mean,
okay.
like I can tell you that it took me, I don't know, 20 minutes. It took me a long time.
But did you do pro?
I don't think so. I mean,
I think so.
did I? Well, that was a mistake if I did pro.
Yeah, I think, because I would be surprised if you would struggle with the open race weights. That's actually impossible, I would say, because 75 kilograms on the pull and 125 on the push, you should easily be able to push.
Well, then I should have signed up for the open wave.
I think you signed up for the pro, because that's 175 kilograms, which is 360 pounds or something.
And again, I know that this is the great question for most events like yours, or even Spartan racers, like fun versus challenge.
Yeah.
We want, like, the whole idea of, hey, I'm really going to work on X because it beat me last time, right? versus somebody just getting decimated and saying that was too hard, I never want to come back, right? Like,
Exactly.
I get that there's a balance there. But so that's why I was saying, like, those two in particular were work, because like even the carries and the burpee broad, like they're all hard,
Yeah.
but everybody can do them.
Yeah. No, but you probably did the pro category. Do you remember if you had a 9 or a 6 kilogram wall ball, or you don't? Because that's
First of all, I'm an American, so I don't know what kilograms are. Right?
Oh yeah, true.
No, the wall balls were hard for sure, but because it's the last one, you find it, right?
Yeah.
You know you're going to be done, even though your calves are like exploding, you know, but you know it's at the end. I think that helps.
Yeah, I've been there.
All right. Well, listen, it's good chatting.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why they hid you from me last time. They just let you be the MC and they didn't let me talk to you last time. But
oh no, I remember you guys were sitting up there in the at the what was it, like our conference room or something like that after the event, right?
Right.
Yeah, they have. There. Sometimes it's them, sometimes it's me.
All right. Well, but even the night before we had dinner, and then
I was there.
I know, but they didn't say, "Oh, by the way, there's Mo."
Oh yeah, that's true.
So they keep you hidden away.
Yeah, they hide me. I'm the secret weapon. No,
all right. So we'll include links where you can sign up for this open.
Are you signing up? Are you signing up?
I guess I can do the one without equipment because we don't have. What do you need? Wall ball? We don't. What do you need? Wall balls? What do you need?
Yeah, wall ball and dumbbells and a rower.
I don't have a rower, but I could go to the YMCA though. I could go there for the wall balls too, I guess.
You can go anywhere and do it from anywhere you want. It's possible.
Well, you know, your second place female, Kelly, or was she third place? Do you remember Kelly Sullivan?
Yeah, she finished third.
Yeah, she wrote me and said she's going to do both because she's a lunatic.
No, that's cool because many actually wrote us that they're going to do both. And also, you know what's cool? This time you can create your own league and your own leaderboard.
Oh.
So if you're doing you will in the end, so Kelly would do it and she would have her own competition with like challenging the 10 best friends, and then they have their own leaderboard within the overall competition. I think that's a pretty smart, cool tool for everyone who just wants to challenge also their friends and not care so much about the overall rankings. You know what I mean? So you can create your little own competition and not only compete to compete, which is cool, I think.